Alright, quick review time here for Praga. Now before I start, if you want to see the setup, rules, playthrough videos, click the links below, it'll go to those videos. This one's just going to be my thoughts on the game. Now for this one, I'm just going to reiterate a lot of what the other reviewers are saying. It is a really strong, fantastic Euro game. That being said, if you're not a Euro fan, you're probably not going to like this one. It falls into the same pitfalls as a lot of Euro games. It's kind of themeless. There's no theme here. It's based solely on its mechanisms. You're doing a lot of efficiency engine type of things, and that's what we're looking at. But if you are a fan of Euro games and you like that sort of stuff, you are going to like this game. Alright, so let's just go through the regular talking points I normally go through, starting with the components, art, iconography, aesthetics, and it's a mixed bag but mostly great. Alright, first the art. I just love the art on this board, especially the castle, the city here looks really good. A lot of reviewers don't like it, but I just love it. It just stands out, really colorful, really good. The iconography, fantastic across the board, makes the game so easy to play, especially the tiles. They look good, the art on them is great, the iconography is really clear. The production of these player boards is phenomenal. This is probably the crowning jewel of the game. Dual layer and, you know, these resource wheels with actual functionality in them, so when you hit the cubes, you gain the cubes, you get the bonus below the cubes, you know, just a really great design. And finally you get the actual, you know, main mechanism of the game, which is the action wheel here, which has the little cube in there which actually tracks not the rounds, but when you have to move the platform over. And it's just fantastic. You don't have to keep track of like a round counter or arrows or anything. You can't really forget. It's going to fall in the hole. It'll just remind everyone that you have to move over. Fantastically designed action wheel. Now, mixed bag. There's only one major issue I have with the whole production of this game, and it is the let me go grab it, the 3D what are these called, the tracks, the cathedral and the wall tracks. I absolutely hate these things. I don't know what they were thinking. A lot of people like these just because it sort of stands out, but it has the whole Everdell problem. If you're playing 4 players or even 3 players, if you're sitting on the opposite side of this thing, because there's a massive piece of cardboard here, you're not going to see your cube on the track. It's so pointless. Just play without them and just play with the board tracks. So much easier to see and all that stuff. You don't have to deal with this nonsense. Throw it back in the box and that's it. Alright, but besides that, production is great. I did forget to mention you get these cool egg pieces. I wish you got more of them and not just the cardboard ones, but it is what it is. Alright, so one of the things I love the most about this game is its hook, and for this one it is the way you select your actions using this action crane wheel up here in the top right of the board, and this is what differentiates this game from the other Euro games out there on the market today. Now that being said, it is just an evolution of one of Vladimir Suchi's previous games called Shipyard, and that one you're only focusing on actions, though it moves to the front line, becomes less desirable for other players, rinse, repeat, so on and so on. And this one you're sort of doing the same exact thing. But in this one it adds an extra layer of decision space, because not only are you looking at the action, if you're going to get a bonus for it or if you have to pay, but you're also looking at what bonus you're going to get from the inner wheel. And you know what, to be honest, most of the time I pay attention to that more than the actual action, because the actions appear on multiple tiles but the bonuses do, so that is a really important decision to make while you're playing. Alright, other things that are really good in the game, I really like the teach. It is really minimal. It's not a game with a lot of gotchas, so it's easy to teach somebody, probably about 15 minutes. That's great. The setup is really simple. There's not much to set up, easy to get down to the table. The variability, bit on the low side, maybe a con. The only things you can really change up are the tracks up there. The plazas will get mixed around, and there are a couple of tokens you can add to the King's Road. You know, not that much, not that high in variety or variability, I would say. So that would be maybe a con. Alright, the last thing to really talk about is I like the way the game integrates all its actions together. Now, being an efficiency engine like a lot of Euro games, you sort of want to do the same actions over and over again to take advantage of bonuses and all that stuff that you might have in your possession, but you're sort of forced into doing all the other actions because everything is integrated. For example, you need to build to get the tokens, but then you have to build walls to increase your standing so that those tokens are worth more points, and so on and so on. So that type of thinking is going on in your brain while you're doing the actions, and that's great. Alright, so if I were to pivot, I'll just talk about some of the things that concern me or cons that I have with the game, or things to think about. First being, the game could be a bit AP inducing, and that's just because the way the wheel works. You might have an idea of what you're trying to do, but it's constantly changing, and until it hits you exactly your turn, things are not going to be set in stone, especially if the guy right before you took the exact action you wanted to take. It's going to take you a bit of time to reconfigure your mindset and figure out what you want to do. Especially there's only 16 turns in the game. You have to make every single action count. Second thing, I wish that the S tiles were a bit more powerful. They're marginally better than the regular tiles. Half the time I don't even see the point of getting them, but it is what it is. Another thing to think about is I did play this game solo 4 or 5 times, and the game's starting to feel a bit samey. It doesn't change up that much. Now, I did read online that there are some special event cards that you can get off the Delicious Games website, and maybe I'll give those a try. But the solo game itself, you know, really samey. I'm probably not going to play this one solo anymore. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention in my things I love about this game is the player interaction. It's really good. There's competition for the tiles, for the action wheel here. Also in this plaza, a lot of interaction, where you're going to get the double bonus or the single bonus. There's also points to gather here, so that's fantastic. So that's my overall thoughts on the game. You know, just to recap, is it Vladimir Suchi's best game in my opinion? No, it's not better than Underwater Cities. Definitely not better than Pulsar 2849, my favorite game that he's designed. It's probably on par with Shipyard, another fantastic game. All right, but still a fantastic design. So on 6, I'll probably give it a 5. You know, if I give it some more plays, maybe it'll drop down to a 4. If it starts feeling too samey, maybe with an expansion, I'll go to a 6. All right, so there you go. That's my review. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. We'll see you in the next one. Later.